Yo, what's good people? Today is going to be another episode of Master Raven 101. I want to cover throw games in this episode, or throw game. Even though I feel like I've covered her throw game kind of like bit by bit in other episodes. Yeah, I want to just dedicate this episode to, you know, talking through her throw game options from both neutral and back turn, maximizing damage. She can get a combo from this throw specifically on certain stages. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about her throw game, maybe some tips and tricks. There's one thing I do want to address though. 83% of you are not subscribed. So if we look in her move list, not this, yeah, so if we look in her move list, she has you know, her generic throws, which are 1+3 and 2+4, and I'll show you why they're really good generic throws. So firstly, I'm going to put the break on so you can see what it looks like when it's broken. So it resets the situation. That's her one generic throw. And her 2+4, it actually switches sides on break and success. So on break, it switches sides. So this is really important. For example, if I'm at the wall was at my back right now and I threw him, that was a side throw, I would switch positions and get away from the wall. This is really important. So you can use throws for positioning as well as offense. Sometimes throws can be used as a defensive option as well. So this is a prime example. So doing a 2 throw and kind of, it doesn't really matter if they break it or not. You're still going to get out of the wall. You're still going to change that positioning on the stage. And positioning is really important. Getting them to the wall is really important as well. Master Raven's wall game is good, but it's like, it's not anything revolutionary in terms of like, really she's only scary at the wall when it's like, for example, a 1-1-4 at the wall. And now I'm in back turn. That is a scary situation. But normally in neutral, I kind of have to do like a forward-4, a forward 2, which are both punishable on block. So it's kind of risky to go for a wall splat, even though this move has good tracking. So, you know, it can catch opponents stepping away from the wall. I do this. It's the same thing with this. It has decent tracking. Sometimes it can be linear, sometimes it can have tracking, just depending on the range. And she has 2-4, which is her item wall splat move, 2-4. But again, this is punishable and it's -12 on block. So you can't just throw these moves out. So she has, you know, some good wall splat moves. But if the roles are reversed and your back is against the wall, you need to get out of the wall. So a good way is either sidestepping away from the wall, but sometimes the opponent knows you're going to do that. So run up and throw is good. It's really good as well. So maybe like a jab, throw, and get away from the wall. The situation is the same on success. So switch the one throw. She has Oki options, so you can do, so this is the back row catch. So if they hold back, you can do 4-2-3, and then if they stay on the floor and they don't get up, if she does this, of course forward 2 is not going to hit them. Let me do that again. It's going to match forward 2. Yeah, so forward 2 is not going to hit. Forward 2-3 will hit them, but they can side roll out of it if they delay tech. And of course, this move is -10 on block, so it's not guaranteed. None of these options are really guaranteed. It's like just a read. And most of the time, people do hold back after throws, and then you can start going for Oki, and really it just becomes a mind game. So you can do stuff like, you know, down 4. If you anticipate them to stay on the floor, you can do upward 3. Pretty much any ground hitting move. You can do, you know, down 3, full crouch 3. So, you know, there's a lot of options you can do from this, but I think the most the best one that I go for sometimes is just 4-2-3, and you can kind of like hit confirm whether they get up into it and then do the 3. So that's a really good option as well. So these are really good, and it's the same for back turn. It's the same. So if I do generic grab from back turn, which is 1+3 again, it's the same situation, except she's in back turn, and she also has access to 1+2 throw, which is back turn 1+4 or back turn 2+3. It's the same. I'll show you. So back turn 2+3. And then back turn 1+4. It's the same, but this is a 1+2 break, so they have to press 1+2 to break this. And with these generic grabs, they have to press either 1 or 2 because it's a generic throw. It's the same for 2+4. Yeah, So she can do this from back turn, and the animation looks the same. So you wouldn't even know what button I'm pressing, what grab I'm going for, because they look the same. And that is the mix up in this stance for throws. Her 1+2, well, it's a 1+4 throw, but you have to press 1+2 to break it. So that's why I refer to it as like a 1+2 grab. So her 1+2 grab does 45 damage and 48 damage in rage. So still, it did get nerfed because before it did 48 damage and 52 in rage, I believe. So the damage was reduced, but it was, you know, I think in raid that was quite crazy for it to do 52 damage anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. But I just want to share like a quick tip. So you can actually, because if you look at the input for this 1+2 throw from neutral, it's half circle back, forward 1+2. Now, in Tekken, you can buffer inputs. So for example, Kunimitsu has a 14 frame launcher, which is forward, neutral, down, down, forward, 2. So, oh no, I don't know how to get rid of this. How do I get rid of it? Okay, here we are. Okay, so she has like an electric motion, but the difference between hers and Mishima's is Mishima's can't buffer their forward. So for example, if I block a move that's -14, during the block zone I can press forward, and then once I've recovered I can press down, forward 2, and that will punish. It's the same kind of concept here where you can press half circle back and still, did you see I waited a little bit? So I pressed half circle back and I dashed and I still pressed forward 1+2 and the grab came out. So I'm going to press half circle back. That was a bit too much delay. So did you see there was a pause? So I can do. So right now I'm buffering it. So I'm buffering in the whiffed grab animation. I'm buffering the throw input, and then once I've recovered, I'm pressing forward 1+2. So I'm gonna do like a 1-2 because all moves have recovery. 1-2 jabs have recovery, and during the input, I'm gonna press half circle back. Forward 1+2 gets the grab. So you can use this concept. So for example, if you do something like, I don't know, like a 1 grab on break. So if they break this, I'm going to set the opponent to break my grabs. So Master Raven also has, I'm going to get onto it after the 1+2 grab, but she has a 1 command throw, which can only be broken with 1, pressing 1, which is, well, it's down forward 1+4, but you can do it from crouch dash. So if you press crouch dash is down, down, forward. So as you can see, look at the input at the bottom. It's down, down, forward. You don't actually have to press QCF, which is quarter circle forward. You don't actually have to press QCF in order to get a crouch dash, which is very odd. So you can do crouch dash with down, down, forward. So as you can see, there's no forward input there, but I still got the crouch dash. And with this, you can hold down forward and press 1+4 and you get the grab. Back to my original point. If, let's say, for example, an opponent breaks a grab, like a 1 throw, you can buffer the 1+2 grab in recovery. So, and that will throw opponents off, because a lot of times opponents like to retaliate or retaliate with movement, and sometimes this will work. Or sometimes, like if you're at the wall, something I like to do is restart settings at the wall. If you go to the wall and you try to, I will do like a grab attempt. If they break it, buffer it and do it again. So this is a way you can practice buffering the grab and dashing, because sometimes you can get like a forward 1+2 by mistake. Which is normal. So if I do this, for example, I'm not gonna get the grab. Sometimes I'm gonna get this or this, because forward 1+2 is just forward 2, because she doesn't have a forward 1+2 input. She has forward 1+2. So for example, if I mess up my dash, I'm gonna get this. So there are some input errors you can experience while doing this, so it's important to kind of make sure that you are actually pressing half circle back and not just like, I don't know, a lazy input. This is kind of an advanced technique, but you can mask your half circle back in your backdash. So it looks like a normal backdash, but you wouldn't have known that I slipped a half circle back in my backdash. You know what I mean? It's very tricky, and you can do stuff like the Phantom actually taught me this one way back in the, when was it, because we were actually offline in the house session, and he was teaching me some stuff, and and he said that he usually does like up back 4 or forward 4 and then buffers it and does forward 1+2. So he usually does this. And this is the Phantom's classic, which is like up forward 4 grab. That's the Phantom's classic. Like everyone got that from the Phantom, and so he's famous for like doing this sort of like evasive and like kind of like surprise style, and you know that's his style. So yeah, shout out to the Phantom for that, because he actually taught me you know, like some sequences that you can do, but I came up with my own as well. So one of them is like, you know, just backdashing, buffering it in your dash, a backdash, and then doing 1+2 throw. And then I'm gonna finally just touch upon what I was saying about her one throw. Okay, so as I was saying before, you can actually get a combo from this stage in particular, which is a floor break stage. It breaks the floor, and you would usually do forward 4 to pick them up and do whatever combo you want. So that's the pickup. Normally is forward 4 to flip them around. You might be able to get something else like I don't know, like forward 1+2, but I haven't ever kind of experimented with that. I always just kind of go to my go-to, which is forward 4 pick up, down back to 1, and then screw attack. Just something to keep in mind if you weren't aware of that already. Yeah, you can combo from this because it does you know, get a floor break, and sometimes it kind of is tight, the forward 4, but it is possible. And yeah, just something to be aware of. So that was Master Raven's throw game episode. I don't even know what episode we're on at this point, because I think we're on like episode 18. Don't quote me on that, but I think episode 18. I hear a lot of people like, oh yeah, like Master Raven's throw game's so good and stuff like that, like from other players that don't play Master Raven, and really they're speaking the truth. It's fact. She has a lot of options to get into her throws as well, like buffering, crouch dash. She has it from back turn as well. So she has a lot of ways to throw the opponent, and throws are very they're very, I would say, underused at high level, which is weird to say, because I think everyone expects everyone to have good throw break, and they don't even attempt to throw people. And I continue to use throws, and a lot of the time it is successful. That's just my style. Sometimes I know that a lot of times in my gameplay you won't see me use a lot of throws, and that's just because I think in tournament my playstyle changes just slightly, ever so slightly, and I start to kind of use tools that are more difficult to deal with just naturally based on the environment I'm in, the first two. So yes, I'm going to use moves that are naturally more difficult to deal with, and that's just how competitive play goes at the end of the day. So yes, I do use throws a little bit more than, you know, say for example I was playing my teammate or something. I would still use throws, yes, but yeah, it's just something that I do. But anyway guys, that was the episode. Peace.